My name's Steve Booth. I'm head teacher at St Barnabas First and Middle School in Drakes Broughton, which is a small village between Worcester and Pershore. Yeah, we're also deemed as being a leafy suburb as well. I've got to say that we have a unique status that we're the only first and middle school in the country. So we have reception through to Year 7 students on site. I would say every day, but obviously none at the moment because we've only got restricted numbers, haven't we? Very similar to Debbie in lots of ways, really. We decided to use the PiRA and the PUMA tests as a way of being diagnostic and as well as setting sort of baselines. So again, very similar. We got the children to sit the summer version of the test. So Year 6, for example, sat the summer Year 5 paper for both PiRA and PUMA and the gaps. And, you know, it was about seeing what the attainment levels were, absolutely, because we wanted that baseline. But in many ways, it was about the diagnostic nature of the tests. And this is where Mark really, really came into its own because it gave us that breakdown of strengths and weaknesses. We found that our Year 1s didn't perform very well. And again, we thought it was to do with the fact that they hadn't had, you know, very many occurrences of sitting a written paper like that. And equally, again, we sat the age-appropriate autumn paper in early December, and the Year 1s did significantly better. So I think it's having that, you know, sense of ability to do the written paper. We found that our Year 4 and Year 6s, current Year 4 and Year 6, were the ones who actually attained less well, if you like, and showed those biggest gaps in learning. But again, a bit like Debbie, when they took the age appropriate ones in December, we could see big jumps in progress. I think the way that Mark has allowed us to use the Shine interventions, so I really recommend the Shine interventions, absolutely fabulous resource, breaks down each of the papers, shows you lists, and you can produce reports either, I'm sorry if I'm talking to people who already know this, but it enables you to produce individual reports for children or group reports. So it'll give you a group of 5 children who need to do some work on inference and deduction, or need to do some comprehension of non-fiction text and so on and so forth, and also breaks down all the maths papers as well. And we've enabled, that's enabled us to run interventions. It enabled us to run interventions leading up to Christmas, and because we got the data from the autumn papers as well, it allowed us to run interventions between, you know, so January through to the current day. And what we've done is that we've also managed to use some of those interventions as remote learning opportunities as well. We're quite technology rich in our school, and our Year 3 to Year 7 students take part in the one-to-one iPad scheme. So we've actually had lots of devices for our students to use, and we use Google Classroom, so they're all very used to using the technology. So, and because some of the Shine interventions are actually electronic and interactive, we've been able to set those for the children to do at home. And our parents have been, on the whole, very, very supportive of the remote learning. So we can actually see that the children are taking these interventions as well, really. I think another note as well, I don't know if anybody listening uses the Arbor management information system, but Arbor also links to Mark. And so that's enabled our multi-academy trust, the central team at the multi-academy trust. So because most of the schools within our MAT also use the Rising Stars assessment materials, and so that's enabled them as a team to be able to keep track of where each of the academies is within the multi-academy trust. So yeah, lots of impressive things. So we are planning on welcoming everybody back, I would say with open arms, but we're obviously socially distant open arms. So we'll be welcoming everybody back on Monday the 8th, and we're going to give them 2 weeks back in school. And then we begin in Monday the 22nd. We're actually going to then let everybody do the spring tests, and then we can see, you know, what the attainment levels look like and progress levels look like looking back to the December test, the autumn test. And we're going to use that then to plan recovery curriculums a little bit sort of a bit preposterous, not, pretentious, isn't it, really? But we're going to use that as strength and weaknesses again, so that we can try and tailor some, more individual sort of interventions for everybody.